This is Dale O'Shields, pastor of Church of the Redeemer. Thanks for joining me today for our devotion time. So glad that you're part of this. I want to talk to you today about this concept, this idea of resetting your life. We talked a bit about it yesterday. Let me bring it back to your attention. You know, with a smartphone or a tablet or a computer, there are times that you need to reset that device. And sometimes you need to reset that device because you've been sloppy in the way that you've dealt with it. You haven't handled it well. You've made some mistakes in programming or made some mistakes in the way you used applications. And so you maybe tried to open too many applications at one time. And user error is one of the reasons why sometimes a system needs to be rebooted or reset. Now, the same is true in our spiritual lives. There are times when you and I sin against God, we make mistakes, there's failures, and we need that moment when we come to God for forgiveness, and that forgiveness becomes the reset button in our lives. Peter learned this. After Peter's failure, he denied Jesus 3 times, and he began to be very discouraged. He needed a reset in his life, and Jesus shows up in Peter's life and actually resets him. Let me read you the reset moment in John chapter 21. I'll begin in verse 15. When they had finished eating, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" "Yes, Lord," he said, "you know that I love you." Jesus said, "Feed my lambs." Again, Jesus said, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" He answered, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." Jesus said, "Take care of my sheep." The third time he said to him, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Peter was hurt because Jesus asked him the third time, "Do you love me?" He said, "Lord, you know all things. You know that I love you." Jesus said, "Feed my sheep." A very interesting interaction that Jesus has with Peter, and 3 times Jesus asked Peter, "Do you love me?" Those 3 times of reaffirming the love that Peter had for Jesus was the reset moment from the 3 times he had denied him. And there in that moment, that failure, that sense of failure that Peter had was washed away, and he got back on track with God. Maybe you've made some failures in your life. Know that Jesus stands ready to reset you today through his forgiveness. Receive it, and then move forward with him.